Hello and welcome, everyone. It is Trades Talk Tuesday, and I'm your host, Pop Culture Mechanic. So, it's good to see everyone. I know it's a busy day today for everyone, with the election going on and whatnot, so hopefully you did your duty and voted, because that's important to exercise that right. I did not, however, because I do not live in the United States, but just a big hello to all my American friends. Hope you're doing well. To start off, let's have a look through a little bit of MRO news, which is something I do at this time just to see what's out there happening in the industry. So we'll just go right up to the news area here. Federal government moves to cut China out of Canadian critical mineral industry. Really? That is quite surprising to me. I did not think anything like that would happen. After a national security review, Innovation Minister François-Philippe Champagne is ordering 3 Chinese resource companies to sell their interests in Canadian critical mineral firms. Champagne's order comes less than a week after he said Canada would be limiting the involvement of foreign state-owned companies in the industry. Critical minerals and metals such as lithium, cadmium, nickel, and cobalt are essential components of everything from wind turbines and electric cars to laptops, solar panels, and rechargeable batteries. China is the dominant player in critical minerals refining and processing, as well as the manufacturing supply chain of battery cell components. But China does not produce a lot of minerals and has instead invested heavily in overseas mines in places like Canada to acquire the raw materials it needs. Canada and its allies are desperately trying to upend China's dominance in the field and create a supply chain that relies on what it calls more stable and reliable partners. While Canada continues to welcome foreign direct investment, we will act decisively when investment threatens our national security and our critical mineral supply chains, both at home and abroad, Champagne said in a written statement late Wednesday. The Investment Canada Act subjects foreign investments to a review for national security concerns, and Champagne said critical mineral investments get enhanced scrutiny. He said a multi-step national security review process by national security and intelligence agencies concluded 3 companies must divest their holdings in Canadian critical mineral companies. The order requires Sinomine, Hong Kong Rare Metals Resources, to sell its investment in Vancouver-based Power Metals Corp., which has exploration projects for lithium, cesium, and tantalum in northern Ontario. Shenges Lithium International is required to divest its interest in Lithium Chile Incorporated, a company headquartered in Calgary with more than a dozen lithium projects underway in Chile. And Zhang Mining Investment is ordered to sell its investment in Ultra Lithium Incorporated, a Vancouver-based resource development firm with lithium and gold projects in both Canada and Argentina. Canada and the U.S. have both identified dozens of minerals and metals they deem essential to their future economic success. They point to the instability created by Europe's reliance on Russia for oil and gas after the Russian invasion in Ukraine last winter, and growing tensions with China as reasons to ensure supply chains rest mostly in the hands of friends and allies. In June, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen referred to it as friendshoring during a trip to Ottawa. So friendshoring is the idea that countries that espouse a common set of values about international trade conduct in the global economy should trade and get the benefits of trade, so we have multiple sources of supply and are not reliant excessively on sourcing critical goods from countries where we have geopolitical concerns, Yellen said. The new rules for critical mineral investments announced by Champagne last week mean investments by state-owned firms will only be approved on an exceptional basis and will apply to investments of any size, from small stakes all the way to outright takeovers. It will affect everything from exploration and development to mining, refining, and processing. Okay, well, this is a good thing. I mean, if you're worried about where your minerals are going and they're coming from your country, you should make sure that they get refined in your country and then your country uses them first. Never mind about what China wants to do when they come in and they buy up everything. You should never allow that to happen. Otherwise, they will have it all and you'll have nothing, and then you'll be able to get nothing. Fertilizer giant Nutrien sticking to plan to boost production. Potash sales slump. Ritchie Brothers auctioneers buying IAA in deal worth $7.3 billion, including debt. Where's IAA? Shares in Ritchie Brothers auctioneers plunged nearly 20% after announced a deal minded to acquire U.S. company IAA Incorporated. Transaction valued about $7.3 billion, including the assumption of $1 billion of net debt. The Vancouver-based company saw its shares down to $16.45. Oh, down $16.45 at $67.62 in early afternoon trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange. IAA auctions vehicles on a digital platform. Their highly complementary business in an adjacent vertical will allow us to unlock additional growth, said Ritchie Brothers Chief Executive Ann Fandozzi, who will be CEO of the combined company. Through our trusted brands, similar operating model, and complementary services, we expect to drive efficiencies and create a more resilient business. Under the terms of the agreement, IAA shareholders will receive $10 in cash and 0.5804 of a Ritchie Brothers common share for each share of IAA they own. The purchase price, which the company is valued at US $46.88 per share, using Ritchie Brothers 10-day volume weighted average on the New York Stock Exchange of $63.55, represents a premium of about 19% of IAA's closing share price on Friday. Ritchie Brothers shareholders will own about 59% of the combined company, and IAA shareholders will own about 41%. The deal will see IAA CEO and President John Kett and 3 other current members of the IAA board join the Ritchie Brothers board once the transaction is complete, while Ritchie Brothers chairman Eric Olson will remain chairman. IAA has nearly 4,500 employees in more than 210 facilities in the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom. The deal is expected to close in the first half of next year, subject to approval by the shareholders of both companies, as well as regulatory approvals and other customary closing conditions. Ritchie Brothers, which keeps its books in US dollars, announced the deal as it reported third quarter net income of $42.9 million or 38 cents per diluted share, up from a profit of $32.4 million or 29 cents per diluted share in the same quarter last year. Revenue for the quarter ended September 30th totaled $411 million, up from $329.7 million in the third quarter of 2021. Okay, so Ritchie Brothers moving into the digital domain. Cascades to permanently shut down its Belleville corrugator facility. CP breaks all-time tonnage shipping record. CP is Canadian Pacific, the rail company in Canada. Let's see how much they moved. CP broke its monthly record for shipping Canadian grain and grain products, moving 3.414 million metric tons in October. This makes October 2022 CP's biggest month ever for moving these products, breaking the previous monthly record set in October 2020 by more than 100,000 metric tons. This remarkable achievement is a testament to the collaboration between CP and our customers, to our railroaders, and to the hard work of so many throughout the supply chain, said Joan Hardy, Vice President, Sales and Marketing, CP. Transporting record volumes of grain would not be possible without the significant investment that has been made by our customers in new and upgraded grain handling capacity, and investment made by CP in infrastructure and high-capacity hopper cars. CP's 8,500-foot high-efficiency product model is adding much-needed capacity to allow more grain to move than ever before. Through the first 13 weeks of 2022-2023 crop year, CP shipped more than 6.9 million metric tons of grain and grain products. This year, CP is completing its $500 million investment to acquire 5,900 grain hopper cars and including leased hoppers within CP's fleet. More than 7,300 high-capacity hoppers will be in service by the end of 2022, enabling the transportation of more grain in each train. Well, good. Good for you, CP. Nerva Energy opens Canadian headquarters in Hamilton. Lowe's Canada launches Provember. The heck is Provember? Lowe's Canada is launching Provember in the most of its Lowe's, Rona, and Reno Depot stores across Canada until November 23rd. Provember, an event linked to the VIP Pro program, includes a vendor tour, in-store breakfast meetings, offers and rewards, contests, and a partnership within the Movember Canada organization. VIP Pro program is constantly evolving with initiatives aimed at improving our service offering and the shopping experience for construction, commercial, and home improvement professionals, as well as small business owners, said Jeff Oben, a senior director, Pro Stores Lowe's Canada. Provember is back for a second year with an improved version, including a vendor tour. It's a unique opportunity for pros to interact with key vendors and with each other. As part of the vendor tour, Stelpro, Bosch, PPG, Chevron, Lutron, Metri, Southwire, Stanley, D&D, Metabo, Spider, and other vendors will demonstrate their products. All participating stores in the network will offer breakfast to their pro customers on November 1st and 15th. During Provember, Lowe's Canada is adding offers and discounts to the as part of the VIP Pro program. Pros will be able to make a donation at checkout to support Movember Canada. Wencor facilities receive ANAB certification. Canrea launches electricity transition hub. Germany to force plastic makers to help pay for cleanups. Oh, that'll be something, all right. Berlin. The German government said Wednesday it plans to make plastic manufacturers contribute to the cost of cleaning up litter in streets and parks. Now, why is it their problem? Why is it the plastics manufacturers' problem that people are littering in the street? First of all, have more garbage bins to throw things in. Secondly, find people that you see littering. Like, why are you punishing a manufacturer? The cabinet agreed on a bill that makes makers of products containing single-use plastic need to pay into a central fund managed by the government starting in 2020. Oh yeah, managed by the government. Yeah, that's a good idea. The fund is estimated to collect around 450 million euros in the first year based on the company's past production of single-use plastic. Affected items include cigarette filters, drink containers, and packaging for takeout food. Environment Minister Steffi Lemke said the cost of cleanups in Europe's biggest economy is currently borne by all. That should change, she said. Whoever depends on putting single-use plastic onto the market for their business should contribute to the collection and cleanup costs. You do that and they'll just what if they switch away from plastic? What if they make it out of something else? Then what are you going to do? You're not going to get your money then. Perrigo invests in manufacturing expansion of infant formula. Plant-based foods partner with Cedar Lane. Cult Food Science names VP of Product Development. Yeah. Canadian farm gate milk prices set to increase in 2023. Just like everything else. Maple Leaf Foods will supply bacon to A&W Canada. Good for them. That'll be a big contract. Quite a few A&Ws, I'm sure. Riddle presents the 2022 Women in Tech EFC scholarships. Okay, well, that's enough of the news. We've gone through that. Anything that I thought was interesting to look at? I think next, time to move along to how to get into the trades. This is something I get asked a bit. You know, I'll be talking and the people will be like, Pop, how do we get into the trades? Well, it might be the same way in either country. I speak from a Canadian perspective, but in the US it should be the same. If it's not, please let me know, because I'm just not that familiar with in in the United States, what happens. To learn a designated trade in Alberta, where I am, you must be a registered apprentice. You can begin your apprenticeship by taking the following steps. Choose your program. Okay, then. So there's lists of trades, and you pick one. You read about the duties of the skilled workers. You look for details such as how many periods of classroom instruction the program requires and how many hours you'll need to work. You talk to friends and family and others who work in the trade you're interested in. You visit the ALIS website for resources, opportunities for Indigenous people in trades, career insight, and learn about apprenticeship occupational profiles. You click on this, and it'll tell you if whatever you're interested in, what you need to do. Apprenticeship. So when you start out in the trades, you'll be an apprentice. There's no two ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're an apprentice. You're not a journeyman. You haven't worked that long. You're just starting out. You're fresh. Apprenticeship is a training program that combines on-the-job training, work experience, and technical training in a trade. Day one, apprentices earn a salary for their time on the job. An apprentice training program lasts 1 to 4 years, depending on the trade. So are you interested in becoming an apprentice? Check out these resources. Trade Secrets. This is for the in Canada. You look at this one. There's also a registered apprenticeship program for high school students. So you can start this in high school. So you will learn as you're going to high school, and by the time you get out, you will already be a second or third year. I mean, that's good. You only need maybe another year or two to go, but if you're a journeyman at 20, I don't think you're going to be respected very much anyway by the people that are out there, because they're going to look at you and go, "You've done nothing. You've went to school. You've learned your apprenticeship, but haven't done anything as a journeyman." As an apprentice, you accumulate hours on the job and advance through technical training until you have mastered your trade. When you have completed your apprenticeship training requirements, you become a certified journey person. Journey person. That's all the same. So I was looking stuff up on, where is it? So I looked up and I found Washington State Department of Labor and Industries. So if you're in the United States, they help you out here, and I believe it's not federal, but it's state run, I believe. And they spell it out for you as well. An apprenticeship combines on-the-job training and related classroom instruction, all under the supervision of a journey level professional. Apprentices get paid while they learn and develop knowledge, skills, and abilities in a new career field. After completing a registered apprenticeship program, apprentices receive a professional credential that is recognized nationwide. Well, there you are. Nationwide. That's good stuff. Apprenticeship is one of the best ways to get experience and the training you need to start your career. Often starting an apprenticeship is similar to getting a job. You have to decide on a program you're interested in, apply for the apprenticeship, interview with the program staff, and be accepted into the program. There are also recognized apprenticeship preparation programs with defined pathways to a registered apprenticeship. And who can be an apprentice? Anyone can be an apprentice. In general, they must be at least 16 years or older. In the case of hazardous occupations, 17 years or older. Be able to perform the work with or without reasonable accommodation. Have the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed to learn the job. Provide proof of age, high school diploma or equivalency, like a GED, honorable military discharge, etc., to meet program requirements. It goes along to say, be more competitive in non-traditional jobs. In many professions, women are underrepresented in the workforce. However, there are many opportunities for women to participate in and excel in construction trades and other jobs that have traditionally been done by men. These organizations give you the resources you need to become a successful apprentice. And they list a bunch of them. A complete list of programs is available through the Apprenticeship Registration Tracking System, ARTS. Okay, so that's what it's called in Washington State. The database lists all registered apprenticeship programs available in Washington. Oh, and they even break it down by area too. So aerospace, composite manufacturing machinist, model maker, aircraft airframe mechanic, precision metal fabricator, medical, dental assistant, dispensing optician, behavioral health coordinator, medical assistant, mental health professional, peer counselor, and school health technician. Other trades: automotive service technician, cosmetology, culinary workers, butcher, meat cutter, esthetician, firefighter, manufacturing technician. What else? In software and technology, a cloud operations specialist, electronic systems technician, IT business analyst, IT support professional, excuse me, network operations developer, network security administrator, software developer, systems administrator, and web developer. In the construction trades, bricklayer, carpenter, cement mason, electrician, elevator mechanic, heating and cooling technician, laborer, iron worker, painter and decorator, plumber, power line worker. Yeah, so that's how it's in Washington State, that is how you become an apprentice. Another way is look at the companies that are, let's say, doing construction, and if they need someone that isn't an apprentice or isn't a journeyman, but they need a helper, somebody to clean up, then if you're interested, do that. Apply there for a job, get the job, and show them that you're inclined to learn more, to be in the trades. If you show them that you're good worker, clean up, do little extra things, and show them that you have mechanical aptitude and such, you can show them that you're interested in. They should take you under their tutelage and want you to become an apprentice. All the journeymen are getting towards retirement age now. There is going to be a severe shortage of trained tradespeople. Like there is right now. I find what's happening is companies are asking their employees to work longer past retirement age, past 65, to stay on, as they can't find anyone to fill their place. They can't bring in enough skilled tradespeople, and so they are working longer, and rather than retiring. What else we got here? Oh, okay. Offered a registered apprenticeship. There is a critical need for skilled workers in the workforce, and apprenticeship programs provide a way to train and develop new workers. Registered apprenticeship programs provide both on-the-job training with an employer and classroom instruction that develops highly trained, knowledgeable, and skilled professionals. Employer sponsorship and workplace training programs are vital to building the next generation of skilled workers. As I was saying, there is going to be a shortage, or there is a shortage of, skilled workers. As an employer, there are many great reasons to offer a registered apprenticeship in your workplace. Apprenticeship training programs help businesses develop a highly skilled workforce. Offering an apprenticeship program gives businesses a sound return on investment. Yes, it does, because you can train the apprentice the way you want them to be trained for your whatever your business might do. So they can specialize in your area. It allows customized training that meets industry standards tailored to the specific needs of your business. There you go. I just said that. Helps businesses become more competitive, reduces the cost of training and recruitment. Yeah, it should be seamless when you have an apprentice working. The training comes naturally. Everyone needs training anyway. And they know that after they do their training in school, or their theoretical, they come back after their however many weeks they've been in school, and they get a raise. if they pass their exam, they should get a raise, because every year you should get a 10% raise, because you don't start out at top rate when you're an apprentice. That's just how it is. What else? It increases workplace safety and productivity. Once again, that's because they're working in your sector and they know and have been trained in your facility. Reduces employee turnover, improving loyalty and worker retention. Yes, I mean, the loyalty is because as an employer, you have trusted that you're going to train them and make them a journeyman, and they're going to stick around as long as you treat them well. And it replenishes the workforce. Exactly. As I was saying, there is a shortage. We need skilled tradespeople, because there's not going to be, all these journeymen are going to be retiring, and they're not going to want to keep working. But they may have to. Each apprentice is a registered apprenticeship program works. Well, hello, Ronan66. A pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. Just going through here as to what it takes to get into the skilled trades. As I was just going along here, each apprentice is registered in a registered apprenticeship program works with a journey level professional who helps them learn this knowledge, skills, and abilities your company needs. When an apprentice completes registered apprenticeship program, they graduate as an experienced journey level professional with a state-issued, nationally recognized industry credential. What's it say? WorkSource Apprenticeship Microsite and other community partners can potentially help provide funding for training, supplies, and other aspects of apprenticeship programs. Did you know 91% of apprentices that complete an apprenticeship are still employed 9 months later? Yes, because you are skilled. You've learned your theory and you've done your practical, and you're building on top of your skills. There are 2 ways to offer an apprenticeship program with your business. Create and sponsor your own apprenticeship program that is registered with and approved by the state. Join an existing registered apprenticeship program as a training agent. Depending on your business needs, it may or may not be practical to sponsor a registered apprenticeship program. It typically takes a minimum of 6 months to get a new program started. Most businesses join with an existing apprenticeship sponsor as a training agent. Registering as a training agent can be done within a few weeks/days. Time, for example, a small electrical contractor can become a training agent through a registered electrical apprenticeship program, or a salon can partner with an existing program to offer cosmetology apprenticeships. There are costs associated with joining an existing apprenticeship program to cover tuition and training costs. Apprenticeship consultants. The best way to get started is by contacting our apprenticeship customer service line. This is for Washington State. So if you don't live in Washington State, look at your own state's apprenticeship website. They should have one. I mean, I can't speak for all 50 states, but they should. There is a need for skilled trades out there. The apprenticeship consultant can help you determine how a registered apprenticeship program can meet your needs, complete your required documentation, implement best practices for program administration, work through the approval process. You can also find out what registered apprenticeship programs and sponsors are available in your area by using our Apprenticeship Registration and Tracking System, or ARTS. So let's click on that and see what happens. Find an apprenticeship for our apprenticeship program. I want to find an apprenticeship program by county and occupation, all apprenticeship programs by name, training agent employer lookup. Oh, wow. This does a lot of stuff. That's excellent. That's good. That's a very good resource. I would definitely, if you're in Washington State, I would definitely bookmark that. The Apprenticeship Registration and Tracking System. Sponsoring registered apprenticeships. All registered apprenticeship programs need a sponsor. Sponsors can be employers, unions, employer associations. Sponsors oversee every aspect of a registered apprenticeship program, from development to actual administration. Each apprenticeship program creates a written agreement or program standards that are reviewed by LNI and approved by the Washington State Apprenticeship and Training Council. Program standards clearly outline how a program will operate and the expectations of the program and apprentices. Program standards specify the length of training. Apprenticeships typically range from 2 to 5 years in length, depending on the occupation, with a minimum of 2,000 hours of on-the-job training. So that's almost a full year, 2,000 hours. Related education, a minimum of 144 hours of education is required for each year of the apprenticeship. This can be online courses, classroom instruction, courses at a local college. Wage progression, a lot of the apprentices like this one. All apprentices receive a prescribed starting wage with increases as they progress through the program and gain hours of experience in occupational competencies. An outline of the skills of the occupation. Program standards define the specific work skills required to complete the program and the approximate number of hours it takes to learn each skill. Program standards also list the minimum qualifications, geographical area, equal employment opportunity, compliance, probationary periods, ratio of apprentices to journey level professionals, supervision, disciplinary procedures, sponsor responsibilities, committees, etc. It is also the responsibility of the sponsor to oversee on-the-job training and monitor attendance at related training classes, evaluate progress before recommending an advancement to the next pay level, recommend award of the certificate of completion when the apprentice has satisfactorily completed the required coursework and on-the-job training. So what usually happens is you will get a apprenticeship book that how you keep track of your hours and you keep track of what skills you learn and what areas you're in, depending on your occupation. Once again, there's going to be different things in every book as to what you can get marked off on. There are some things that you'll never even touch, as myself included, as I was going through mine. I looked up and there was just like turbines. I've never touched a turbine, so there was no way I could get that marked off in my book, which was okay because it's such a vast trade that there's just no way people can touch stuff. And I did some welding stuff, and no one's ever touched a welder. Some other guys haven't done that, so it's just what you're exposed to on your job. So it's okay if you don't see everything. There's apprenticeship funding opportunities. I think you can get, looks like you can get some grants and some bursaries and stuff like that. That's always good stuff. You apply for it, and there's some union places that'll, give you a little bit of a grant and stuff like that. So it helps you with the expense of being in the schooling, whether it's buying books or paying tuition. Trade is this for? This is for just a general overall view of how to get in to any one of them. There should be a list on here. I'm not familiar with the Washington State website and all that, but there should be a list of the trades that you can take. Let's see what we got here. Apprentice program by county and occupation, all apprenticeship programs by name. There you go. 10 per page. No, let's do 50. There we go. So landscaping, custodial apprenticeship committee, whatever active is, aerospace, joint apprenticeship committee. There's all sorts of here, let's see if I can find. Okay, so where I'm at in Alberta, there is this. This gives you an idea. Let's see, zoom in here, give you a better look at it. So you have minimum trade entrance requirements. This is for anything. Minimum requirements: successful completion of the following: English 10, Math 10, or a pass mark in all 5 Canadian General Education Development tests. So your GED or an entrance exam. That's how you get in. Recommended path, it says. Alberta High School diploma that includes the following course: English 30, Math 30, Physics 20, or Chemistry or Science 20. Related career and technology studies courses. That's cool. So you could use this to cover multiple different jobs. You could. It takes you a while. There are some dual ticketed people out there. You've got like millwright welders or millwright machinists or electrical and instrumentation. Some of those go hand in hand pretty good. The electrical instrumentation you see quite a bit of. But yeah, there's heavy duty mechanics. I was going to be a millwright heavy duty mechanic, but things led up to the point where I couldn't complete my heavy duty mechanic apprenticeship. But that's how things go. It's okay. But yeah, that was category A. Category B, English 20, Math 20, Science 10, pass mark in all 5 general education development tests or entrance exam. And then category C, English 10, Math 10, Science 10, your GED or entrance exam. Because it goes down here and it shows in category A baker, a barber, a bricklayer, cabinet maker, carpenter, concrete finisher, cook, crane and hoisting equipment operator, floor covering installer, a glazer, hairstylist, insulator, iron worker, a lather. They refer to that as an interior systems mechanic, locksmith, metal fabricator or a fitter, painter and decorator, parks technician, a water well driller, and a welder. In category B, you have agricultural equipment technician, appliance service technician, automotive service technician, a boilermaker, communication technician, electric motor systems technician, electrician, elevator constructor, gas fitter, heavy equipment technician. That's also known as a heavy duty mechanic. Industrial mechanic, millwright. That's me. That's what I do. I do this thing right here. Whatever they call it in your area, that's what I do. Motorcycle mechanic, natural gas compression technician, plumber, power systems electrician, power line technician, sheet metal worker, sprinkler systems installer, a steam fitter, pipe fitter, transport refrigeration technician. All those are ticketed. You need to have a ticket. Category C, auto body technician, landscape horticulturalist, machinist, outdoor power equipment technician, recreation vehicle service technician. And category D, a roofer, instrumentation and control technician, refrigeration and air conditioning mechanic. That is a lot of trades. So there is bound to be something for everyone as you think about what would fit up in your interest. It spans everything from working with wood, working with steel, working with concrete, electronics, all the way to working on heavy equipment, all the way down to the fine, tiny things that you would work on, with almost under a microscope. So that's what was in ours. That's in Canada. So, yeah, it's not as intuitive here on the Washington website. You think you were part of the glass class in my high school that they taught welding and that machine that mills metal and wood, the one that goes around? You mean a lathe? The stream wouldn't load you for 30 minutes? Is that YouTube screwing me around, Godzillionaire? That's not good. I need my viewers. You guys are great. Yeah, so Ronan, we get taught a little bit of lathe work in the trade I took, millwrighting. Lathe work, milling machine, the shaper, drill press, how to grind drill bits. It's quite the talent. If you can sharpen a drill bit, you have made your life, 100% easier when you're going to go drill through some metal and such. If you don't know how to drill or sharpen a drill bit, you're going to struggle and you're going to hate your life. Lathe is one of the machines you can actually run reliably besides a bandsaw or a drill press. Good. That is an excellent talent to have, is running a lathe. You just got to be careful you don't leave the chuck key in when you turn on the lathe. I can remember people getting just screamed. They would get screamed stupid by the instructor for leaving that in. Yes, so we have our entrance requirements. They're not that stringent. You should be able to do it with having a grade 10 education. There's also like the GED, which seems like in both countries, that's your general educational development test. Or you just go and take the entrance exam at the place that at the trade school. You should be able to, pass that, no problem. And then you got to pick your trade that you want. You did that just to see what would happen? I was not a smart kid. Oh, man. Yikes. Because those things, you can get those just spinning like mad. Oh, it's just unbelievable. In grad school, you had to run a CNC program on an open milling machine. It was a very slow program. Had to stand there to keep random people from losing a hand by pointing as they walk by. Yeah, people, it's like, it's running machinery. Don't stick your hand in there. It's just unbelievable. It's like, come on, you guys, smarten up. But that's cool. That's where it's at, Godzillionaire. If you're going to be a machinist, and you want to be working all the time, be a CNC programmer. Because what companies are doing now is they're getting their CNC machines programmed by an outside contractor, and then they just hire an operator who isn't a machinist. And they're like, all you got to do is load the blank in. Put the blank in, close the door, hit go. And it does its job, and then they take it out and they put in the next one, and that's it. So the money's going to be for CNC programming, because there's unscrupulous companies like that just hire operators. This machine indexes faster than you can flinch. Yeah, it does. I was curious here. I saw something, the top in-demand skilled trades by region. Again, sorry, this applies to Canada, but what we have here, and you'll see if it applies in your area as well. Maybe you can tell me. So the top in-demand skilled trades by region in Alberta: automotive service technician, carpenter, cook, industrial mechanic, millwright, painter and decorator, a welder. In Atlantic Canada, once again, carpenter, cook, hairstylist, heavy-duty equipment technician, industrial electrician, welder. British Columbia, hairstylist, industrial electrician, painter and decorator, steam fitter, pipe fitter, welder. I'm noticing a trend here. In Manitoba, cook, industrial electrician, industrial mechanic, millwright, painter and decorator, welder. In Ontario, cook, heavy-duty equipment technician, industrial electrician, painter and decorator, welder. In Quebec, hairstylist, heavy-duty equipment technician, industrial mechanic, millwright, plumber. In Saskatchewan, carpenter, construction electrician, cook, refrigeration and air conditioning mechanic, sheet metal worker, steam fitter, pipe fitter, welder. In the Yukon and Northwest Territories and Nunavut, where it's cold, and I have no desire to go up that far north, heavy-duty equipment technician, heavy equipment operator, electrician, welder. Seems to me welder is in great demand. I think it would be a good idea to take a course like that, or an apprenticeship as a welder. Also, industrial mechanic, millwright, that would be a good one. Or industrial electrician. Nobody writes G code anymore. They use 3D modeling programs that will auto write the code for you. Oh man, that's just cheating. There's a place nearby you that has had now hiring welders for 30 years. Wow. Oh, they need them. Sounds like it, eh? There are different paths into skilled trades. Explore the hands-on experience of becoming a skilled tradesperson and start your career journey. As we talked about, apprenticeship is the one way into it. Assessment as a trade qualifier. If you are experienced in a trade, you may be eligible to have your work experience and or training in a skilled trade assessed. Based on this assessment, you may receive certification. Each province and territory has its own certification requirements for trade qualifiers. Explore all the provincial and federal territorial program services available and find your own trade. Pre-trades programs offer you a well-rounded look at the techniques used across a variety of skilled trades. Completing one of these programs may help you get hired as an apprentice. Find the programs and schools available to help you realize your goals. This is what I went through. I did a pre-trade program right out of high school. So I graduated high school. I worked at a summer job, and then I went into a pre-trade program, which was excellent because they exposed you to everything in the trade that you would run into, and I think it helped a lot. And then when I got out of that, I got a job as just as a general laborer. But then I told them I took this course, and they asked if I was interested in becoming an apprentice, and I was like, yes. You've been yelled at by your fair share of machinists. And some of them are so old and cranky. They're getting mad because their eyesight's going and they can't see anymore to read the graduations on their micrometers. They get just all crotchety, and they put on these real thick glasses so they can see their graduations. Oh, let's see here. You learn so much from those old cranky guys. Yes, if you can get past the insults and the yelling, and if you watch what they do, I think that's the most important thing, is just to shut up and watch what they do and just try to imitate what they do. So I was looking at jobs in the Seattle, Washington area, just because Washington State's close by, easy to remember. If in case anybody's wondering, you were just telling someone about how happy you am to have a CDL, best job security you ever had. CDL commercial driver's license. So it's our probably equivalent to a class 1 in Canada. You can drive air brakes and big rig. Welder fabricator in Washington, Bellevue, 30 to 35 an hour. That's pretty good, I guess, depending on the cost of living in Washington State. 25 to 30 for a welder and ornamental iron fabricator. Yeah, trucker. Exactly. You're pulling a trailer behind you. Welder fabricator mechanic in Renton, Washington, 28 to 38 an hour. That's pretty good. Welder at JIT Manufacturing in Woodinville, 22 to 30. Not that bad, but mechanic welder. Oh, it doesn't say. $1,000 sign-on bonus, it says. Welder fabricator, 5 years experience. 50 from 54,000 a year. Huh. Welder 2 DTG recycle, 22 to 32 an hour. Structural fitter welder, 50.9K to 64.4K. Pipe welder, 24 to 30 an hour, 10-hour shift. Nobody wants to get into skilled trades or anything technical anymore. And I don't know why. Like, it's just strange. It's strange to me. Maybe it shouldn't be, but I being in the trades for as long as I have been, it's been nothing but good. Like, very rarely have I been like laid off or out of work for any limited amount of time. In fact, this last time, I left one job and I was not panicked or anything. I had a job to go to, so I was able to have a job lined up and just leave the job I was at, give them the 2 weeks notice and all that, and was like, yep, see you guys later, and have no worries about anything, So it's just strange to me. There's also that meme. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The meme where it's like, what is it? The girl, she goes to get gender studies diploma, and she gets all this student loan debt and everything like that, and blah blah blah. She calls up Tom to fix her stuff there, and Tom comes over and he's like, no debt, good paying job, just about to disconnect her power. Just funny. Society has nobody wants to get into online or anything technical. Society has brainwashed people into thinking college is the only career path. Yes, that is true, Godzillionaire, because I was told that exact same thing when I was in high school, except they were like, oh, you guys got to go to university. You got to have that you got to take a second language to get into university, and you have to get into university. And I was like, well, there's nothing there I want to take in university. Like, why would I go there and waste a bunch of money for nothing? And so I was working at a summer job and looking up in one of those magazines you get from the local trade school, and I'm like, hey, this is neat. I wouldn't mind trying that. And it was a very decent tuition price to get in, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll try that. And here we are. I went through that and it was good. You think everyone wants to make online money? The appeal is there. I could see, but they're going to be disappointed. Not everyone can make the online money. It's like the carrot and the stick, like holding it in front of people. Oh, look at this. You can make YouTube money and you can live off this. Very few people can. And even then, it's not going to be forever. People's tastes are going to change. People are going to get older. The demographics change. The people that, here's an example. Maybe I'm way out in left field, but the people that PewDiePie used to appeal to, they're grown up now. Like, didn't he just appeal to like the teenage kids and stuff like that? And, they like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's going to be something that's not going to last for you. You're not going to retire on it because it's just going to fade away. Everything will come and go in waves, I think. You ever watch Mike Rowe, the guy? Yes, Mike Rowe. That guy's awesome. He doesn't care. He gets his hands dirty. He gets right in there, no matter what the job is. He's like, okay, I'll do it. Good on him. The only gender studies you took in college was watching chicks in bikinis at the pool. You guys had a pool? I would have got nothing done. That's where I would have been. YouTube has ruined a generation of people, allowing them to believe that everyone can become a millionaire. Social media, yes, not just YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. To some, I don't know. It's. I like doing that. I have no illusions about making money being a YouTuber. I don't care. I'll stick with my trade job. I'm not gonna quit everything to be a YouTuber. No thanks. But if I can make some friends along the way and support everybody that I tune into and have a good time, we have some laughs. I like going on different streams and talking with people, like Blaine and all that. It's fun stuff. So I think it's important that people have to have a dose of reality and realize this isn't gonna fly. Like, you're right, he became a meme, but walked away with more money than people will ever spend. True. But it's only going to be him because he was the first. Sure, there's others, but for different reasons. Like look at Amaranth on Twitch. She's their biggest draw, isn't she? Like she pretty much has free reign of that place, and she brings in the money from the guys that are just like, oh, please say my name, stuff like that. It's just like, oh, come on, you guys, have some respect for yourself. Got 2 kids, and it's taken me years talking to them to get them to understand you have to work for the things you want. Yes, work, hard work. Get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to get in there. We can tell a lot. And in the trades, when you're out there, you can tell who's going to work out and who's not going to work out right off the bat. Okay, so just close that for a second. You got a guy coming in, and I've been the crew lead, and the supervisor's like, here's a guy for you. Tell us what you think when he works with you guys for a week. Okay, so he's on the crew, he's working, and you'll know right away. Does he jump in right away to get stuff done? Does he offer anything? Does he, when you're doing stuff, does he say, oh, I've done this before? Or does he just hang back, hands in his pockets, not do anything? Do you have to tell him, okay, hey, do this now. Hey, do this now, And especially if the guy has told you that he's a journeyman already. Oh, you are? Okay. Go do this. And if he doesn't have it done, and it's like, well, what's going on here? So he's either lied about his credentials, or he's lazy. So you just have to, and those guys get caught right away. I know I had to. This guy worked with us for a week. After a week, I went to my supervisor and I said, yeah, this guy's no good. You got to get rid of him. He doesn't even know how to hold a wrench. He just has no motivation. He just stands around with his hands in his pockets. And yep, the next day, gone. So she brings in money, but she is far from the biggest draw on the platform. Oh, okay, good. I'm not too savvy when it comes to knowing who's big and who's not, because it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I really don't care. It's like, that's good for you. You're selling yourself however you do on your platform, and you look yourself in the mirror and you're happy with what you see. Yeah. So let's moving along here. I was going to get into one of the skills that you need, or that you should have going into the trades, is blueprint reading. I think that's very important, to know how to read a simple blueprint, because that is how you will build things, and how you'll find out sizes, part numbers, everything like that will come off of blueprints. So you can look them up like this. There will also be welding blueprints that'll tell it'll tell the welder when he reads it, because he'll have his welding symbols to look at, what kind of finish to do, what kind of weld to do. There's also welding procedures for like pressure vessels and such that have to be followed to the letter. Otherwise, the weld will be disqualified. Blueprint reading is one thing. Making your own blueprints is another. That's a lot harder. Yes, it is. I have drawn out blueprints, and yeah, it is it takes a lot. Like the orthographic projection you have to do, where you're looking at down on something or at the front view, side view, top view. It's a lot tougher. Nah, this isn't a very good. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, they put that in the way. Ridiculous. Let's try this. I always like DuckDuckGo. They have a better layout for getting images. So Blueprints used to be all blue with white lines until they turned it around and did the inverse, where it was white now with blue lines or black lines. But yes. That's getting a little bit carried away. I don't think we have to go that deep into it. Blueprints of a P-51. He had a crew of people that didn't want me to get a promotion because they knew I would actually make them work or fire them. What a bunch of jerks. 3D modeling solves the projected views situation. I learned 2D. Once I went 3D, there was no going back. Yeah. But you don't always have a screen to look at when you are doing stuff sometimes. And I speak from experience when I say that there's old machinery and there's old books to go with it. And these old books are not on a computer. So you have to open them up and look at the prints that are in there. Yeah, there should be something here. Something that's not too complicated. You like looking at blueprints, can't read them, but it's just cool to see things laid out? Yeah. So yeah, there's like stuff like orthographic projection. Right? Orthographic projection. This should have something. There we go. Yeah, this is pretty easy now. So when you're looking at a drawing, there you go. There's your orthographic projection. You'll have your top, your front, and your right side. 2D orthographic projection and a 3D representation. So by using this, you should be able to make what's on the left here, the top, front, and right side. That involves learning like the types of lines they use and everything like that, what a broken line means, and what a solid line is. So yes, orthographic projection. There should be something a little more complicated here. There's one. And it's even got measurements in there. So you could make this with the measurements that it gives you. Do I know what old school blueprints smell like? Actually, I can't remember if I've run into the actual like blue colored blueprints. I may have, but then I've been so afraid to unroll them because it'll probably just crumble in my hands. The plant I work at was built in like 1964. So we actually have some machinery from 1964, 1967, and it's still running to this day. If you believe it or not, we have some compressors that run, and they are from 1964. They smell like vinegar. It's awful. I don't doubt it. It sounds pretty bad. So yeah, learning how to read blueprints is important. It can definitely help you when you're trying to make something or looking for a part. When you want to make a part from scratch. This is a little bit better. This definitely breaks it down. You got your front view, left side, right side, top, bottom. A lot of drawings don't go this far, but this is a good representation showing what this thing looks like. This looks like one of the problems you would find in your typical trades book. Oh, gotta go watch election streams. Have a good night. Yes, you too, Godzilla. Have a good time. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully whoever you voted for won. I don't know much about US stuff. You love walking in some of the old carpet mills around here. Urban exploration is the best. Yeah. That is cool if you can get in there, right? Have a look around. Next time you do it, you got to take your video camera with you and get some shots. Throw it up there on YouTube. Exploring the unexplored. Let's see here. I've got my manual from when I was going to school. And it's got the it tells you a lot about it. In technical drawings, three-dimensional objects are represented in 2 dimensions. This is done so that their shape and size are described as accurately as possible. 2 main types of technical drawings are used in industry, orthographic and pictorial. With these types, there are several variations. The following chart shows how they are related. So it goes technical drawings, orthographic, pictorial, and schematic. So we'll use all of those when you're in the trade. You'll use almost all of those, I'm sure. Schematic especially. Schematic is good because it's got the representation of things in symbols. It's a little easier to go through, and it also will show you how things are together. Then you can have stuff like exploded drawings as well, which will have a breakdown of the piece you're looking at. The machinery, you can find the parts you need. It's pretty amazing that something as simple as reading a blueprint can get you so much information. And especially if you're looking into it when you're going to build a piece of machinery or build a part, it'll even have your tolerances that you need so that you can make it with a fine degree of accuracy. And yeah, there's the different kinds of lines. There's visible lines, hidden lines. Always watch for the center line, projection lines, dimension lines, section lines. That'll show you when a piece is cut out of something. There's break lines, cutting plane lines, phantom lines. There's you can probably take a whole course just on blueprint reading. And that's good because it's such a big help when you're out there in the trade. Evidence is a sure way to be exploring my local prison system next. What? Trespassing? Yeah, whoops. Maybe don't follow my suggestions then, Ronan. Yeah, as you can see, there's lots to it. You can do it with graph paper. You can graph your drawings. As Godzilla was saying, you can do it on your computer and such. But there's not always a computer available to you when you're outside working on the installation of something or looking at something, looking over the blueprints of a brand new install. Sometimes you don't have that computer with you. And besides, this is it's almost becoming a lost art. So if you can read blueprints or learn to, I think you'll have a step up on people that can't. You like calling it a journey? going on an adventure. Yeah, it's always try to get yourself a leg up. Anything you can do. Employers are always looking for people that are multi-talented. You've got a variety of skills. Make sure you stand out from everyone else. Then you'll always have a job. You'll always be in demand. You know, they ask, oh, can you do this? Yes, I can do that. I can do whatever you need. I can operate that piece of machinery. I can, I can weld this thing together for you. I can, do whatever you need me to do. That way they always come to you when they need stuff like that done. It's been a long time since I've looked through any kind of blueprints online here. I've had to look up stuff, some of my old equipment that I work on. Most of the time it's to see what's inside it or what sizes are things that I need to order, because the equipment is so old. I either have to get stuff made or have to find a suitable replacement, but it can only be a certain size, certain kind of material. It's got to be something that we're replacing in kind when I do stuff like that. And yes, drawing on just about anything you can find when they can. Come on now. I thought you were going to get no? Okay. All right, you're going to download instead. Okay. Huh. Anyways, that's a drawing here. Looks like they did a front, top, side view. Takes getting used to looking at orthographic drawings, because when you look at them, like when you look at this one at the top view, and when you look at the side view, you don't see steps. All you see is lines that are breaking through or going through. I mean, those don't look like stairs. It's when you look at the front that you're like, oh, those are stairs. And the drawings, if they're done well enough and correctly, they should line up. So this line should line up with the line on the top step. Your problem is your employers always come to me when they need something, but they mysteriously missing when I'm looking for a raise to compensate for all I do. Oh, those guys, eh? I see. Well, it's tough to nail them down when they come to you and they don't reciprocate with some financial, bonus or whatever. It's tough. I mean, the only other thing to do would maybe find another job to go, and then just tell them, hey, I've got another place to go. And they'll either react to two ways. They'll either be like, please stay, or they'll be like, get out of here. So it's tough, and I know people don't like starting at a new place, but sometimes it's necessary. I think for this place that I've moved to, this will be my last move. As far as I'm concerned, this is going to be my retirement job. I'm going to stick with this company, and I will hold on until retirement. Because also I don't think, at least I don't think that when you start getting older, companies are a little hesitant to hire you. This is what I think. So yes. What's this? Isometric drawing exercises. What do we got here for? I should try to use this a little better here. Large. There we go. It should only show up with large drawings now. Top view, front view, right side view. Yeah. There you go. There's a nice one. It's even got it's got diameters in it. It's got the how big it should be, big that should be, thicknesses, measurements. Two holes. I'm assuming this is in millimeters. It looks like it to me, just because it goes two holes, 12 diameter, so 12 millimeters. In your experience, it takes about a year to be stable after changing jobs. Okay. I find after I got by I had a 4-month probation period. And then after that, I think the plant manager was happy with what I was doing. And, that's pretty much it. Now after that probation period, they can't fire you unless they have just cause. You have to either really screw up something dumb with safety and they can turf you right away, or something else, or it needs to be, like I say, a just cause firing to get rid of you. But I'm pretty much got job security because I was hired to take over from the fellow that was retiring, and he is now retired, and I'm his replacement, and I'm the only one there. I'm the only maintenance fellow there. So. See, that's an alright one too. Create an orthographic projection of the following object. Draw an auxiliary view that shows the angled surface true shape. Use partial views where appropriate. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's got the space underneath. It's even got the angle there though. 70-degree angle. 2 holes at 10 mils. 2 15 mil radius. 25 mil to the center of that hole. You're 35 and have decided that I need to find an employer by the time I'm 40 to retire from. Yeah, that's all right. You still got lots of time. Yeah, you got lots of time. I'm 49, so I'm getting up there. I'm not quite 50 yet, but I think that would be the number that they would sort of cringe at if I was applying for somewhere new. So that's why I'm trying to settle down and just hang on to this one. Make this my last move. So yes, pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about today, which was how to get into the trade, which is pretty important for those that are wondering. I know I do get asked, like, well, how do you? Well, depending on where you're at and depending on what you want to do. Always look up to see the list of trades and read through them and see if it's something you're interested in. And then you may not start out in the trade right away if you're at a company, but you can show them that you are interested and you're keen to learn, and you do have some mechanical aptitude or whatever it may be for the occupation that you want to do. GA is right to work, so at any time they can fire you for any reason. GA. Georgia? Georgia is right to work, so anytime they can fire you for any reason. That's not good. Huh. I work at a union shop as well, so I have a little bit of union representation when it comes to anything like that. If the company has a problem, they have to go through progressive discipline and stuff like that. So, and I can always file a grievance if I feel there's been some wrongdoing towards me, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But yes, the question I get asked is how to. Well, wherever you're at, what company you're in, if it's a big company, if it's a construction company, if it's a production company, manufacturing, just keep your eyes open. There might be job openings. If your company does apprenticeship stuff, ask about it. Show them you're interested. Let them know, hey, I'd really like to do this, and I can prove my competency in it. You prefer that way, not a fan of unions? They're got their place. I'm not going to be like rah, 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 union all the way. Sometimes they are antiquated, the way they do things, and they need to get into the modern times. They do protect the guys that are lazy and all that, but definitely they do some good things. They have done some good things, but you're right. They're just they need to evolve with the times. They do give you they do hold the employer's feet to the fire as far as treating the workers fairly, paying a fair wage, and benefits and such. So that's another good thing to like about them. So yeah, and doing like I say, blueprint reading is one of the skills that you can learn. It's not that hard, not that difficult. Do a little bit of drawing, a little bit of learning about what each line means. There are books out there you can buy. I'm sure there's some excellent introductory blueprint reading books. If you're interested, they should be easily found. Introduction to blueprint reading. Let's see what it says here. Oh, I should have put book. Introduction to Blueprint Reading Book. Here you are, Amazon. $54 for this one. Blueprint Reading Construction Drawing. $66. Oh, that's Canadian. Never mind. It'll be less for you guys in the States. Blueprint Reading Construction Drawings for Building. Yeah, it's a good skill to know, and it's good to keep up on it, especially when you're going into the trades. Electricians will read schematic drawings. Welders will read welding drawings. Millwrights will read installation drawings. You'll have all these. There's drawings everywhere. When things are getting built, drawings are everywhere, and you get pages and pages and pages of blueprints about every little thing. So I've been going for quite a while now. Guys are probably had your fill of trades talk, but I'm here every Tuesday because Trades Talk Tuesday, and I like alliteration, so it seems like a good day to get out there and spread the word that more people should be going into the skilled trades. There's a variety of different jobs for every kind of person out there, and it's something that can never be taken away from you. Once you've learned your skill, no one can take that away. You will always have that, and it's always something to fall back on. It's been informative. Well, I'm glad. And if you have any questions, Ronan, you can always ask me. And if I don't know, I can always find out. But all I can do is go on my years of experience. I've been in the trades for like 25 years. So I like to think I know what I'm talking about. And I've worked with all sorts of other different trades too. I've been worked with a lot of electricians, a lot of welders, a lot of instrument guys. I've even worked with some glazers. Just anybody you can find on the job site. You know, the laborers, all those guys. So I have a great time chatting with everyone. It's been really fun. I hope you've learned something as well. Just like to thank everyone that showed up today. So thanks a lot, Ronan, for showing up. I liked your questions. I liked your stories. Godzillionaire, I know you had to go, but I appreciate you stopping by as well. It's always good to hear from you. Make sure, check me out. Every Tuesday is Trades Talk Tuesday. On Saturday, I will be starting a new game for the Game Boy Advance. I'm going to be playing Advance Wars. So that's going to be a fun one to start on Saturday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. On Sunday, Sunday for me is Sunday Anime Chat, where I will pick a series and tell you about it. Tell you if I liked it, tell you if I didn't like it, I'll show you a few clips from it, and we'll go through and just hopefully open you guys up to some anime that's been around from the past. Most of the time I do 70s, 80s, 90s stuff, just because it's I think it's the forgotten anime series. Everyone's into the modern stuff. You know, the young kids, they don't watch the old stuff, you know, and us that lived through it, we have, and we forget, so we watch it again. At least I do. I forget sometimes. I watch it again. And yeah, this Sunday will be New Dominion Tank Police. So last Sunday was just Dominion Tank Police. Now is the sequel, New Dominion Tank Police. So stay tuned for that one. It should be good. It's six volumes, 6 episodes. So not very long. You just started Kaji and love it? Nice. Kaji. I don't think I know which one that is. Might be something I have to check out. I do have my list of ones that I am watching right now. And like I say, I got to get through New Dominion Tank Police. So that'll be what I'll be doing. And what else? I got my list here. I've got my Anna list here. Right now, watching Akiba Maid War. I got to catch up on that. I'm falling behind. Futoko no Guild. Kankol Season 2. Let's Meet at the Sea. So that's a good one. I watched the first episode of that. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I'm working my way through that with my wife. We're watching that together. We're over halfway done, so that's good. Like I said, New Dominion Tank Police. One Piece. I have to keep going on that. That's a good one. Reincarnated as a Sword. Probably one of my favorite ones of the season is that one. I'm really enjoying that. And Shinobi no Itoki, I might, I don't know, I might drop that one. It's not doing it for me. It's really got a lot of tropes in it that I've seen before, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, the reluctant hero. It's kind of getting on my nerves that he sucks. Kaji, Ultimate Survivor. It's an anime I never knew I wanted. Well, right on. Isn't that always a little treat for you when you're like, hey, I never knew I needed this. Let's see. Kaji Against All Rules? No, Ultimate Survivor. There it is. Oh, okay. Ito Kaji is a bum who steals a car, emblems, and slashes tires on what seems to be a regular basis. Changes one day when he's paid a visit by a man in a trench coat. Once the two get talking, it seems the visitor, calling himself Endo, is a debt collector. The reason for his visit is an unpaid loan, which Kaji had previously co-signed for a workmate. The original loan was 300,000 yen, and once Takashi had disappeared, the loan fell on Kaji. Kaji is then told of a way to clear the interest compounded debt, which stood at 3,850,000 yen, which involved getting on a boat with others in its position. Once on the boat, the debtors would then have to gamble with loaned money, which would end with a few winning and others getting into deeper debt and having to work to pay off their debts. After some coercion, Kaji accepts a position on the boat in order to clear his debt and make a bit of money as well. Wow, and there's a sequel and a spin-off. Sounds like a lot of gambling going on. Got a pretty high score, though, 82%. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Number 2 highest rated in 2007. Whew. Yeah, everybody liked that one. Nice. Well, I think I'm going to call it now. It's been a while, so once again, thanks everybody for coming by. It was a fun time. Make sure you hit that like button, spread the word, let people know that there's a tradesman on YouTube, and if they are tradespeople, then send them my way and we can chat, because I really want to get more tradespeople coming in. And look for me on Twitter, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And the description does not do it justice. Oh, so it's even better than the description. That's good to know. Right on. So thanks for hanging around the shop, because that's where all the tradesmen do their talking. They talk in the shop. So, that's why I call my channel The Shop. We come and hang out out there and just shoot the breeze. Talk about what we do. So thanks for coming out, everybody. I will be here next week at the same time. This is Pop Culture Mechanic, signing off.